guys, Scott from maybe here. Welcome back to my anime reviews. Basically, we will try to watch an anime and then rewatch it and review it for you guys. Like I've said before, I will not be reviewing anime like Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Fairy Tail, and such. Will probably not be reviewed because they are too long and it would take me forever to catch up because I do not watch, I'm pretty sure, any of them anymore. So let's get on to the point of this review. In honor of the main series of this anime getting its second season's first DVD box coming out, and having this anime's first dub season DVD as well for the second season coming out, we're going to be reviewing the second season of a certain scientific railgun, more commonly known as a certain scientific railgun S. If you don't know, both this series and a certain magical index are intertwined as they have different main plots, have same main characters, and go on at almost the same time. Railgun Season 1 starts a bit before Index starts, so this season is where it catches up, and it ends up in the middle of Index Season 1, which is the whole Accelerator arc, but with much more detail. I'll explain that later, but for now, we will be talking about the subbed version, as only the first half of the show is in English, is out for, like, right now, so it'd make more sense for me to be reviewing the subbed. Like usual, I'll only be explaining the most important points of the anime, like the character, story, setting, legends, voice acting, animation, music, and genre. Let's start with the genre. Like always, this anime is big-time science, fantasy, action, and very comedic drama style type of anime. You will see some blood. There's one or two scenes where there's a lot of it, but it's not so graphic where you're gonna barf, but you'll have to decide on yourself. Now the setting is pretty complex. I'm gonna extremely summarize it, so if you want a full explanation of the setting, check this review out. It's the first season of Railgun's review. Also over here is my first season of Index review, and right above me will be Index Season 2 review, so you can check that out yourself if you want to know the full explanation. I'm gonna try and condense it here. The characters live in a scientifically advanced city known as Academy City, where most students live and learn in order to be able to control Esper abilities. Esper abilities can vary from teleportation to electrical control. Some people have the same power, so there is a power level like system made. The more powerful your ability is and your control over it, the higher your level is. The level system goes from level 0 to level 5. Level 0 meaning you have no magic ability or scientific abilities at all, but it doesn't mean that they can or can't have them in the future. And level 5 meaning that they are the most powerful abilities and amazing control over them. There are only 7 known level 5 Espers in Academy City and are ranked 1 to 7 according to who's more powerful than the next. Academy City isn't just a happy-go-lucky school though, since dark things happen underground that many people don't know about, and we'll save that for later. Now for the characters. Now this season's first half, all the main characters from Index have them as the main characters, excluding Index, while the second half of this anime, they leave and bring back the mains from Railgun Season 1. People will argue some of them were still important, but to me, they didn't do anything during the part of the season that I said they were not in, so they aren't important enough for me to mention them. So I'll be naming 5 people here, so keep up. First, Makoto Misaka. She is the 3rd ranked level 5 Esper in Academy City and makes foolish mistakes in her past that cause what happens this season. She is a middle school girl who likes cute things, but hides the fact she is very tsundere, but the good kind of tsundere. Her Esper ability is the Electro Master. She is able to control electricity, to fight, move iron floating in the air, and hack into electronics. She is known as Railgun, as her special attack is using her electrical powers to power a coin and shoot it using electricity and velocity, thus creating a railgun using coins. Second is Toma Kamajo. He's a level 0 ordinary student living in Academy City, but if you watched Index and Railgun's previous seasons, you'd know that he has something called a Madden Breaker. Let me explain. As Esper's powers and control are only supported by using imagination on how they can control their power. The better the imagination, the more control, the more power an Esper has. Toma's special ability, which isn't an Esper ability or a magic ability, lets him use his right arm to completely destroy any Esper or magic caused attack towards him. Electricity about to zap him, put out his right hand, electricity disappears with a bright light, and Esper grabs his hand to teleport him, it won't work, and negates all abilities as well as his own fortune, making him extremely unlucky. His curiosity and friendship with Mikoto causes him to end up in a mess she accidentally started. Third is Accelerator. His is the top #1 ranked level 5 Esper, who is only known as Accelerator. He has no other cares in the world other than becoming even more powerful than he is already, so people fear him to the point where no one challenges him to fight anymore, so he doesn't have to fight anyone anymore, and maybe make a friend, even though on the outside he acts as if he is a maniac that loves to fight and kill. His ability is called Accelerate, which lets him control the vectors in the world, including liquids, electricity, wind, and more. His desire to become powerful leads him into the path connected to the other two. Fourth is Kuroko Shirai. She is Mikoto's best friend, is an expert herself. Her ability is teleportation at the 4th level. She's extremely in lesbians with Mikoto, but she's fine with staying friends, even though she tries something sexual all the time. Fifth is Yuriko-san. She's a level 0 Esper and is friends with the other girls. She is very confident in herself even though she has no abilities. Although she does sometimes wish she had them, she has all the info on occult stuff and things on the web. And last is Kazari Uriharu. She's a level 1 Esper who is friends with other girls as well as the best friends with Saturn. She's basically the database for anything logical like Esper abilities and such. She is a somewhat shy person, but she can be extremely outgoing when she tries. Now for the story. This season is basically split into two different parts, which each having separate arcs. The first half is known as the Sisters arc or the Accelerator arc for people who watched Index. This is Makoto's point of view during the Accelerator arc in Index and what happens with her and how she gets involved other than having to see Toma's point of view, which this one makes a lot more sense and you get a lot of better view of what was going on behind the scenes. The second half is the February arc, which only happens in Railgun, does not happen in Index, and which I will say no more for those who don't want to be spoiled. Now for the animations are great, better than the first seasons, and I'm loving it. Now for the voice actors. These voice actors were great and memorable as always. No complaints here. Now for the music. The music was pretty good. I can't say much of the background music other than it was good when I heard it, but the openings were great. Ripside, who made the openings for the previous season, returned for this season with brand new amazing openings. The ending themes I wasn't too keen on. It wasn't good enough for me to sit there and listen as the credits roll by. Now for the ratings part of these reviews, as rating I'll split them into 5 different categories: that voice acting, animation, story, characters, and overall enjoyability. Voice acting, 20 out of 20. Like I said before, no complaints here. These voices were great and memorable. Animations, 20 out of 20. These animations were great. They were fluent, colorful, and overall great to look at. Story, 10 out of 20. This story was amazing, no doubt, but the problem was with the second half of this season, the February arc. The first half was awesome as it was the Accelerator arc, and they showed it in Mikoto's view, and it was awesome, but I could have cared less about the second half. The last battle was cool, but I didn't care about the whole arc at all. It wasn't even relevant to anything that happened before. It was used to fill the episodes that weren't used. Characters, 15 out of 20. These characters were great, but the problem was with the old main characters, mainly Uriharu, Saturn, and Shirai. They didn't show up that much. They showed up during small cuts and Mikoto was talking to them, but other than that, they didn't show up much. They were more important in the first season, but there was no change or evolution in their character backgrounds or stories, so you could care less about them this season. Enjoyability, 15 out of 20. This season was great, but I only fully enjoyed the first half. The second half wasn't bad, but nothing significant happened for me to care at all. I had fun watching it every week when they released a new episode, and I rewatched it sometimes for fun, but other than that, I can say that the second half of this season was poop, whereas the first half was great. Overall score, 80 out of 100, 80% an A grade for this anime. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to, there's a link below that lets you watch the anime over at Funimation's official site, as Crunchyroll officially does not have this anime. Note that the first season full box set of Index is on Amazon. Second season is now on Amazon, the first part anyway. The second part will be out sooner, I think, next year, early next year. Index first half, I think, is out as well, but I do not know about the second half. I know the first half. I know the first half is out, but I don't know about the second half. There will be a link in the description if you want to check it out on Amazon. You should check it out. I got mine. It's cool. I'll see you guys later. Got one, baby. I'll see you guys next time.